Hello. You're probably getting a bit tired of seeing my face lately. I wanted just to say a few words tonight about house groups. And I ought to emphasise I don't actually speak for the diocese here, and I really want to just put forward a few thoughts that I've been thinking and hope that they may resonate with you and give you some food for thought. The majority of people who inquire about the Anglican Catholic Church in this country usually live miles away from our nearest parish, which presents somewhat of a problem. We're not very big in this country, and we have to concede that. But I have to say, we have something that's worth believing in. We have an integrity, a theological integrity. We just don't have as many of the resources that we should have, perhaps, to give that theological integrity going. We are the Anglican Catholic Church, and we are exactly what we mean. We are Catholic, which means we hold fast to the Catholic faith as it was received in the first 1,000 years before East split from West. And we are Anglican in that our expression of the Catholic faith comes through the Church of England until the Church of England decided that it wanted to change how it does things. We are that church. We are authentically Anglican. We are a traditional Anglican church. We are properly Catholic. Now, many of the people who come and see us like the look of what we do, but soon realise that they don't have the staying power, which is a great pity, because we can only grow if people will invest in what we do, in the same vision that we have. And so, all those people who are seeking to become Anglican Catholics, I really would like to invite you to think about the challenge that's facing you. Because it may well be that you'll just say, well, I can't afford this, I need to go somewhere else. That's your decision, and you're very free to do that. We love hearing from you, we love walking with you, and if it's only for a short space of time, well, that's the way it is. But if you actually believe that what the Anglican Catholic Church is doing is the right thing, then you should perhaps give some consideration to think about how you can invest yourself, just like in the early church. People just invested in the church. Read that the account of how the church started growing. People came in, they put funds into it. They accepted the rules. They made this. They built up the community themselves around the apostles, around these wonderful teachers, these wonderful people who actually heard our Lord Jesus speak and received from him power to give God's grace. Now, in this country, we do have that. We have our bishop, Bishop Damien, who is, he's my friend, but I have to be truthful, he is a powerhouse. And he has built up at least 3 parishes himself. And yet, the sad fact remains is that he's a human being. Why is that sad? It means that, well, he's not going to be around forever, though I pray that he'll be around for a lot longer yet. And it's his strength of character that has built up these parishes. A lot of blood, sweat and tears. The same is true in the north. We have Canon Johnson in Manchester, who has fought the good fight and brought his congregation through. St Albans in Salford. We have others who have joined us. A parish in York is suffering from struggles trying to find a location, but is still doing some incredibly wonderful work. Father Charlesworth there is broadcasting masses. Father Skerr, who has kept my old parish of Our Lady of Walsingham and St Francis going in Rochester, again offering masses. The churches in Wales, again Father Mailer, Father Parry, really trying to continue to do what the church has already done. We have a house group in Wolverhampton starting up. We have a deacon who is flitting about hither and yon trying to get things going. We have the machinery. We have a board of ministry. We have ties with some really fantastic educational establishments. Victoria College of Music, the Johann Heinrich Pestotzi Christian University. We've got these resources. And now is a time we have to start building. And so what we have to offer you is something that's growing, a seedling in this country. And if you are serious about becoming Anglican Catholics, I'm afraid there's a challenge, and it's a big challenge. But people have risen to it. We have existed now for nearly 30 years, despite a lot of opposition and a lot of apathy. So, well, what can you do? House groups. In order to grow, we need people to grow it spiritually. So that means you can consider finding like-minded people and inviting them to do a Bible study in your house. Meeting once a week. You might want to choose to watch on a Sunday morning, to gather together to watch Father Charlesworth or Father Skerr. You might consider once in a while all making a pilgrimage to our pro-cathedral in Kent. You might want to look for some spiritual direction whereby you find some way of living your Christian faith through a rule of life. Finding a priest to talk with you, to contact you, to listen to how your faith is growing, to challenge you into to keeping it more. Certainly there's a lot of work to do. As I say, it's an uphill struggle. But the church started like that. The church started with 12 rather frightened little individuals, one of whom betrayed the Lord and fell away. The other 11, shivering in that upper room, suddenly faced with the presence of Christ himself. Upon them gets breathed the Holy Spirit. Following the ascension, the Holy Spirit ignites like a gas burner and sends them out. So, I invite you to pray for the gift of the Holy Spirit to enlighten your minds and understanding. Offer you to count the cost. What would you be able to invest in the Anglican Catholic Church if you think it's worth investing in? Think about that, because quite frankly we would love to have you with us, and we want to offer the grace of God to you, as the Church always has done. You'll find the ancient old English rites in Cranmerian English. You'll find priests who believe what the Church has always taught, not going off on high as some silly frolics of their own as some have done. You're not going to find helter-skelters in our church. You are not going to find people who are against our bishop. And our bishop is part of a much wider college of bishops, internationally so. You're going to be part of something, but it needs to be part that grows. So please give us some consideration, think about it, but know that we are for you, and we want to help you be the Christian people that God has called you to be. And so God bless you. May you understand the challenge ahead, but may you also be assured of God's promise of good things to all those who are of the people of God. God bless you. Please pray for the bishop, and please pray for me.